Okay, I think we're live. I'm testing my audio. I hope you guys can hear me. And welcome. Let me go ahead and cut to my intro. I wanted to make sure that you could hear me. And we are hopefully live. I'm gonna go down. And you can hear my audio, I hope.
Hello and welcome to the Good Sleep, Good Health, Good Life show. Here's your host, nurse practitioner, Christina Grabnickas.
Yes, good evening. Hello, everybody. It's so nice to come back, and I missed my live streaming. I've been watching my colleagues and my friends do their live streaming, and I thought I would jump on and talk about some really interesting things about sleep. You know, this whole time in the past month or so, and now with the upcoming election, if I dare say, I know that so many people are coming to me and saying, I can't even sleep. I'm so anxious. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I wake up at night, what should I do? So I've got some really good tips for you. We're going to go through those. But I believe that if we can punch through a couple of tips that might make sense to you, that would really, really be beneficial for you, just tuck that in the back of your mind. And we can actually talk about that in a little bit. But I want to go to my comments here. Hey, Paul Weber. Weber is in the house. So is my sister Sandy. Hey, Sandy, how are you? Ah, you did, Paul. You did watch the about separate beds. It's fascinating because, you know, I did a segment on sleeping in separate beds, and it's interesting that people have a different take on that. They actually think that sleeping with their partner is ideal. Well, that's not science-based. So, you know, we look at different, oh, and here's my kitty cat. Hello. We look at different things, and we think of different cultural aspects of sleeping together, and you think, if I'm not going to be with my partner, does that mean I'm sleep divorcing him or her? And so we go through all of that, those emotions. But when you think about it, your sanctuary, your bedroom, your sleep is so important to your soul, to the way you're going to feel, right? And it's not only scientifically proven that it does increase your longevity and helps you with your emotions and neurons and all these medical terms and memory and everything, but also it makes you feel safe, right? So the bedroom is your safe haven. But when you sleep apart, you can get better sleep so that you can have a better relationship. So the whole thing is really mind-blowing when you think about it. But tonight, before I go into my 10 tips of sleeping, I thought this was interesting. I read the National Sleep Foundation is a lot of information that I get from them because they update it. And it's a really good database if you ever want to go online and read about all kinds of things. They have things about your temperature, about different research things, about children, about traveling in sleep. So what I plan to do is every segment have something different to offer so that you'll learn something from it, and then you can share things with me too. So I kind of wanted to do a segment on her versus or him versus her sleep. So this was mind-boggling. 61% of men, okay, they report trouble falling asleep and or staying asleep. So think about it. And a lot of men report that they snore, right? Snoring could be a key for sleep apnea. That could be a sign that you might be having sleep apnea. So that's really, really important. And another interesting tidbit I learned is that nightmares for men, these are all things that they did research on for men. And oh boy, oh my, that nightmares are epic. They're more epic with men. Like, men will dream more about natural disasters like earthquakes or war or calamities, like floods or, hurricanes or whatever. So that was interesting. They did a research on the differences of men and women sleeping and what their dream cycle is and what they dream about. I want to say hello to Hey, Jason is on. That's cool. Good day. It's so nice to see you guys and have you here. Thank you for joining. It's great to see you and hear you. Hopefully one day we can all meet up and maybe midway in Hawaii, right? We'll get a house on the beach there. We can all meet up. Wouldn't that be a cool retreat, huh? I'm going to work on that. I'm going to think about, we're thinking, remember Sandy, we're doing the spa in Sedona, which is going to happen, and that's going to be October probably of 2021. So we're going to do a whole natural Zen, chill out, veg out, 3-day, 4-day weekend in Sedona. So anybody that's interested, let me know. But anyway, so getting back to men versus women, right? So 61% of men report they have trouble falling or staying asleep, and they snore. A lot of men snore, and that could be a key or a sign of sleep apnea. So the other thing they were looking at is what kind of nightmares, were men having more nightmares? Yeah, they were more epic. That was interesting, about floods and earthquakes. And then as the men's Z's go down, their cravings ramped up, right? So fatty foods, salty foods, desserts, all goody fun stuff, right? So when you are sleepy, when you feel really tired and sleepy, guys ate more calories. Isn't that something, women? Guys and girls, I didn't realize that. So another point is that men tend to grind their teeth more at night. There's studies done that Stress brings that on, of course, or, that could be a sign of grinding teeth, anxiety, stress, and sleep apnea, too. That could be another sign that you're doing kind of stopping your breathing. That's what sleep apnea is. If you don't know what that is, it's actually stopping breathing during your sleep. And the only way to significantly find out if you have that would be to go to your pulmonologist and get a sleep study done. And they could do one. You sleep overnight and they do put electrodes all over you, and they actually watch you as you sleep. I had one done. It was amazing. It was really weird because you're laying there with electrodes all over you. And then they tell you the next day. I mean, it's really hard to sleep. Go figure, right? But anyway, so the next day they tell you as a report if they've seen, through your brain waves, if you actually stop breathing. So that was interesting. All right, so men versus women. So women are more prone to sleepiness. Interesting, right? There are twice as many women than men with sleep disorders. So most women have insomnia, right? And compared to men, why? Can anybody tell me, why do you think women would, I'm going to open this up to you guys. Tell me in your comments what you think that you would contribute women having more insomnia. Why do you think that's an issue with women? So I know we've got a lag on Facebook. So women, compared to men, women are more prone to experience anxiety or depression. That's an interesting thought. I didn't think that women would be more predisposed or have more of a problem with depression or anxiety. And the other thing women are pretty open sometimes to their, physician or nurse practitioner. They're going to tell us, they're more open, right? So they're going to tell us, yeah, I think I've got a problem with anxiety. Women are more apt to admit that, whereas men are like, I don't want to tell anybody I'm having problems, right? So you want to be that stoic man, that guy, the hunter, the almighty warrior, that, you're not going to tell anybody that you're having trouble with sleeping or insomnia, right? So that could be a reason why women are more prone to be up all night, because they have more depression, anxiety, and they're more willing to admit that. So studies have shown that women are more prone for that. Also, women's dreams are more personal. How about that? So you're going to be thinking more, women think more about fighting with their loved ones, or, drama, right? Dramatic. They're more likely to think about things that make them upset. So another problem is that too few winks may make her mad. And the less sleep that she gets, more angrier and more depression. So that's a whole cycle. And that's not a good thing, too. Also, women are twice as more likely to kick. They're more restless in bed. They have restless leg syndrome. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but restless leg syndrome is really horrible. And some people have this creepy, crawly sensation. That could be linked to genetics or pregnancy or diabetes. So if you start having those issues, DM me and I'll talk to you about that, because we need to look into why that's happening, because that's not really good. So men versus women, different genders, different problems with sleep. If you have any comments, just let me know in the comments section. And what I'm going to do is talk to you now. I gathered up some really good tips for you just to go through them. I don't plan to stay too long on, but anyway, hopefully we can go through these. So these are really good tips that I want you to look at. Is this better now? I bet you guys can hear me now. Is this better, Paul? You're right, I had my right. Okay, so hopefully if I'm narrating that, if you can hear me again, that's tough. So I'm going to restart this again. Let me do this again. If you can hear me, just let me know. So 10 tips, and then 1 in 3 adults don't get enough sleep. We can hear you. Perfect. Thank you, Sandy. All right. Sorry about that. Yeah, 1 in 3. Turn around. Look at where you're at. If you're with 2 other people, 1 out of you has sleep problems. Stick to a schedule. So get up at the same time and go to bed at the same time every night. And do that on weekends, on holidays, vacations. Try that for 2 weeks. That's going to really get your circadian rhythm much better. You won't even need an alarm clock. If you toss and turn after 20 minutes, get up, go to a room and start reading, because adrenaline kicks in after 20 minutes. You're not going to go back to sleep. That's a point that you really need to know. Get a ritual going. Do about an hour before, get a hot bath or shower. Hot tea. You could do chamomile tea. It's really good. Lavender. Wear a mask. Put your PJs on. Get your body used to that ritual. Avoid caffeine after 3. It's important that you break that cycle, but you don't want to break it up at 3 o'clock, because that caffeine lasts 8 or 9 hours in your body. So you've got to make sure that you stop. You know, I do mine till 11. Use your bedroom for sleep, not work. So you don't want to connect your bedroom with working. If you have a separate room, that's great. Don't put your laptop in the bed. That's what I'm talking about. Or your computer, or obviously your phone, okay? Don't eat a large or spicy meal 4 hours before bedtime. That's really important because that will really get your gut microbes going, and that's not going to help you sleep really well. Not a heavy meal. Exercise regularly, 30 minutes a day, at least 5 days a week. That's going to get your whole adrenaline, your serotonin moving, and endorphins going so that melatonin can start kicking in. And that really is wonderful for sleep. Time your naps. You don't want to do more than 20 minutes, research says. After longer than 20 minutes will disrupt that rhythm and the cycles that are 90 minutes long at night. So you want to make sure you time them. And then your temperature, got to keep it cool. Got to have it between 60 and 67 degrees. You know, put on some nice blankets if you're cold, but that's ideal. And you can do it higher if you want, but not hot. Sunlight, vitamin D, 30 minutes in the morning. Melatonin, it increases it. Electronics, shut those things off 30 minutes before bedtime. And dark, mass dark. No night lights. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. So those are just some fun tips that I'm going to probably start putting those out on my Facebook page, and just make sure people realize how important those are. And I wish you nothing but the best of sleep. And next week I want to get involved in working on my, we've got the time change coming up, right? So I believe we're going to have to fall back. So we'll get an hour of sleep. But you know what's really scary is that a lot of accidents can happen the next day. So because of the time change. But I want to do some tidbits about that and how you guys can prepare before that happens. So with that, I wish all my wonderful, wonderful friends out there in La Sleepland a wonderful evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are. And I will talk to you soon. Thank you for tuning in. It was great to talk with you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. To the stars who listen and the dreams that are answered, always remember to fall asleep with a dream and wake up with a purpose. Stay tuned to my next episode of Good Sleep, Good Health, Good Life. Sweet dreams.